early game, but they couldn't really push the game out. I think largely due to some drafting issues there. Whether it's securing some key heroes that they've had success on early on in the draft, because we saw Liquid definitely did their research. Like all those second stage bans on the heroes like Enchantress, they banned the Mirana early on. Like these kind of bans are heroes that Mineski's been playing and had a lot of success on.
Yeah, definitely showed. I mean, Liquid, well, we're going to see the draft. Liquid seems to start almost the same way.
Same bans.
Assassin and Lich. Yes, the same bans indeed. And we got Earthshaker again for Mineski. It was a very GH focused, those bans.
I think you still have to ban the IO. I think that just, I think the guy's just way too good on it, and it's a hero that throws off your entire perspective of your game. You don't play your game anymore. You have to play the IO game. You have to play more grouped up. You have to worry about the pickoffs and how much the hero can really do and punish the lanes. And you know, we've talked about it. You know, I'll bring up the Nahas, of course, and Liquid at one point they were so damn scary because of that early game, and that's GH's rotations and movements that really allow that.
Liquid's turn to pick.
Pugna ban.
Wow.
All right. Some respect there.
Yeah, they're playing an IO game, I guess. You mentioned it changes the whole dynamic of the game. I guess something Mineski are going to decide they're ready for with Liquid having the first pick, unless Liquid opt to just not go IO for whatever crazy reason.
I mean, do you agree with the choice to bat out Pugna and let IO through? Because it is scary, right?
Last game, right?
I don't think there's a right or wrong here. I think it's you got to pick your poison.
Poison. Speaking of poison.
Well, yeah, that's one kind.
They can still save it, right? I don't think Mineski plays IO.
I think Liquid are expecting they can get a second pick IO
Yep,
if they want
I think
it.
so.
That's likely we'll see. Or if anything, they're like, well, if Mineski are going to take IO, they probably just don't feel like Mineski's going to play a scary one, not something that Jabs is pretty well known for.
Playing IO versus Venomancer is really tough too. You can't really heal anybody because you're affected by dots at all times, so you can't bottle, you can't really commit too much. And they do go for the Night Stalker again. I thought Ninja Boogie played it pretty damn well. His rotations were on point early.
Well, let's see what they pair up with it. Previous game, it was the Necrophos.
I think they won't do the same thing again. However, there is no Pugna this time, so maybe
get like that early, like Mirana or something, even like some of those key heroes that got banned, like Mirana, Ench. Like these aren't really those first two pick heroes typically, but if you're versing Liquid, who knows you want to play those, you may have to get them early on.
Well, they're taking their time.
Liquid's turn to pick.
There's the puck.
Okay, this was their one of their most successful. Well, I mean, we can't say that because they've had all their heroes are successful, of course. But this was one of the ones that they favored really heavily. I looked in, especially in the recent past, they picked it 5 games, and yeah, like we said,
there it is.
They figured they could get it second, and they do. He looks. Io looks really massive there. Look at that. Looks pretty.
I wonder what it would
intimidating.
look like if he was picked third.
Yeah, that looks pretty awesome. I love watching GHIO. It's an absolute treat.
So let's break IO down a bit because you know it changes the dynamic, sure, but how does it change? What does Mineski need to do to be able to deal with that?
The biggest thing for me is not getting too overconfident in the lanes. I've seen so many times going for kills in the mid lane, and these Miracle or Matu, whoever's playing in that mid lane with the IO, just really able to push the limit of their hero because they've got an IO backing them up.
Yep, and then the other nature is, of course, like if you're split up, you know, if you split up at all, that they just can get relocate pickoffs at times.
So does that mean that Mineski will want to try and go for 5-man?
We don't have 5-man all the time, but yeah, you want to be more grouped together, more group-centric kind of lineup. None of these like super late game kind of heroes. But I mean, versus Veno, you can go for something like the AM still. It is an option because IO, as your 4 hero, you're already going to look at Liquid's draft and be like, okay, they're going to be a bit limited on the disables coming out with this opener. And they banned the Timber, one of the best heroes, versus the IO. Being a strength hero. And Mineski actually bans the Brood themselves this time.
Especially with the Veno already picked up, which would normally you'd expect that to be Matu's hero, so similar to the Brood.
Mineski's got fear in their hearts, though. Look at that. They banned the Pugna, and now they banned the Alchemist as well, banning 2 of the heroes that Liquid played last time.
That first game left some scars.
Yeah. Liquid takes out the AA, of course, to not allow them to counteract the heal from the IO.
Necro-Ios.
10 seconds.
That would be something.
Necro-IO?
Necro is absurd,
please.
yeah. If they can get it for Liquid, of course.
Does that mean that Mineski now will feel forced to take it themselves?
I think they still want to focus on if they think it's going to work for their draft. I I always don't like the idea of picking a hero just to block your opponents from picking it.
It's true. And we did say they have to focus on themselves.
Yeah.
But there already seems to be, you know, a little bit thwarted, or a little bit like sketched out from that last game with those outpugn events. So I think maybe they might just pick Necro. Oh, the
Hey,
Enchantress
we
is left.
forgot
That's
about
right.
that one for
Yeah,
a sec,
Enchantress
yeah.
is left this time.
Okay.
Again, one of their more favorite heroes at the moment.
Yeah, the Jabs Enchantress has been very, very dominant. Make the rotations, so that could be. It leaves their options open too. Like if they pick the Necro, you can kind of know where the lanes are a little bit set up. Now you don't know where the puck's gonna be just yet,
Yeah.
because yeah, it can be in any neither the mid or the off lane, or if you're complexity, of course, you put it safe lane, but different story.
Is IO considered good, or sorry, Enchantress is considered good against IO?
Mm-hmm.
Because normally he's very far away, you do tons of damage with your impetus.
Yeah, and you can't really, you know, you can't do anything to the creep, of course. That being said, though, you know, Enchantress, like Gods was talking about, overextending ganks is a big issue that people do tend to do versus the IO.
Good, because you kind of just go where the IO's not in the early game. Like IO
Mhm.
pre-level 6 is going to be kind of camped out and has to choose a lane to secure or protect. And kind of to figure that out and then adjust accordingly. Venno, very easy gank. You can tower dive with some creeps. There's also where Liquid with their other cores may look for some heroes with escape. Heroes that are a bit more immune to those Enchantress ganks.
They take the Chen themselves.
Chen,
Oh, we have a
yeah.
Chen versus Enchantress. This
Wow.
is the throwback.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we're back in 2013.
Yeah, fighting over
Yeah.
creeps.
Oh, and we're in Kiev in Starlight
we're in
Arena.
Kiev, yeah, this
Oh, nostalgia. Oh,
The memories.
that reminds me. I want to see that tomorrow then as well.
We just need, if only it was like
Yeah.
Puppy versus Ake or
I
something.
was
Yeah,
gonna say
exactly.
that would be best.
But-
That'd be great. So now they have the Chen heal with the IO, the double heal, of
Yeah.
course, is very nice.
Does Necro still fit in that draft?
In liquids?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do think so.
that would be the dirtiest of them all.
No. Imagine if they got Necro, well, they could run Necro, Venno, any of the 3 lanes is the other
Exactly.
thing. You could
Leaves
move
it open.
Venno can offlane. We saw like similar to what the Pugna did last game a little bit, but Necro can theoretically offlane.
Does Mineski take the Mirana anyway to deal with the Chen? Or do they think that there's just going to be the Chen Enchantress battle? Not too, I don't know, I'm not too crazy about the Miranas lately, but they've been really liking the hero.
Liquid's turn to pick.
Monkey
They go
King.
for the
Ah.
Monkey King. Okay.
You like that pick, or say a lot about that draft? You're both kind of quiet and
Yeah,
staring
it
at
gives
it. Not convinced.
It gives them that team fight that they were like last game they had no team fight, right? Like
Yeah.
we were talking about, they pretty much had like Necro ulti and stuff. Now they have like the coil, they have Monkey King ulti, they have some synergy in their lineup, and playing IO versus Monkey King is also pretty cruddy because you have 0 armor.
I think one of the things that's uncertain is you don't really know the lane matchup.
Yeah.
Normally you want to pick Monkey King when you know you're going to have that like melee here in your lane. Like we saw VG picking it into like Underlord. Yeah, they lost. It went badly for them, but the idea was he had a very good laning stage where
Yeah.
he has this easy matchup. The hero he's versing, the offlane he's versing has to go jungle and just ditch the lane because of it, or like pull the creep waves because there's no way you can lane a melee here against Monkey King.
Yeah.
So it's picked up with an uncertain opponent, which is where Liquid can definitely exploit this. Venno, very good against Monkey King in lane. If you want to send like IO Venno to the off lane.
Yeah. Lots of magic damage. Monkey King suffers pretty heavily versus that.
But they can still swap these lanes around, right?
For
For Mineski.
Yeah, you can Monkey mid. I mean, we've seen Monkey offlane even. Ice has done that. So actually, Monkey can go all 3 lanes.
Radiant
Yep.
team back.
So you're just hoping for a good matchup
They do
somewhere.
go the Sven. All right.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking Sven just to deal with that because the armor you give it to all your allies really helps versus the IO, and it's the natural IO pairing.
Yeah, you got some strong
Hmm.
disable as well. That's something that they were lacking still.
Something that can man fight the Monkey King too. Like even later on, you get your BKB online, you just Monkey King pops ult, you just turn and beat him up, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. God strength is
seconds
pretty good even if the Monkey King has +8 or 14 armor.
I think in the big picture, it's good. The first thing I think when I see this though is like their lane for this Sven is going to be potentially really rough though. Like
Mhm.
if I'm Mineski and I see this, I'm like, this Sven has no lane support. He's got a Chen in the jungle, an IO who's not going to do a whole lot in the safe lane, is more likely mid. Like send the Monkey King Enchantress top in the off lane. Like have Ice Monkey King. Like they can destroy this Sven in lane.
Yeah.
Is there a way to still secure it with that last pick, or maybe swap things around?
I think Liquid's just gonna have to get vision of where the lanes are going at the
Okay.
start, so they can get the Sven in a good matchup.
And similar to last game, run a tri-core lineup. So if your Sven gets shut down,
Yep.
you have Mind Control to carry the game, or Miracle to, like, I mean, run, like, that's why they're banning Ember here, because they're expecting Venom to be the offlaner.
Look at the fun they're having.
Yeah, we actually still don't even know where Liquid's putting their heroes too. Like, of course, we're like, oh, Sven, safe lane. But I've seen Sven, I've seen people, like, I've actually seen Liquid, I'm pretty sure, run it mid. And we've seen Mind Control playing Venomancer off lane, and then they pick a completely different hero safe lane. So both teams do have that ambiguity in their lineups.
Well, Liquid here taking their time for the last ban, taking into their bonus time. They're running low.
I think I think it's more important for Liquid to get the lane matchups that they want, though. So we'll see them go for like those early wards out and try to get vision.
Yeah. Yeah, they want the Veno against the Veno safe lane against the Monkey King Enchantress if that happens. So I mean, we saw last game Veno kind of get sacks at the rough time. You shouldn't. Maybe you give him a little more help, but if one hero is going to struggle, you'd rather be the Veno than the Sven. Mineski, yeah, their draft is similarly very open. Their cores have very flexible in their lane that they can go to.
5 seconds.
They're low on disables though still.
They are.
But perhaps they'll fix that with their
Liquid's
last
really
two.
low on time.
Yeah. It will be the Sand King of disables.
So bringing together their catch and team fight. Liquid was pretty low on team fight. That really just brings it up, and it's more magic damage to deal with the Monkey King early and an instant disable.
Potentially put some pressure onto that Monkey King if he's in the safe lane, but I think also maybe leads more towards that Monkey Enchantress being the offlane duo for.
5 seconds.
And we don't know. Yeah, we have no idea where the lanes can be for Liquid now.
Medusa again.
Again.
Gets Medusa versus the Sand King probably.
See, look, oh yeah, Miracle's playing the Sven, so it looks like it's going to be the mid Sven and the safe lane Veno with the off lane tanking, unless
they have done
aggros.
Maju mid for like a couple different heroes.
Yeah,
more so like
true.
the lone druid, but it does make sense based on the heroes. But then yeah, we'll have to see where they decide the lanes are going to be best suited. I think the Sven may have a better time in the mid lane than the safe lane.
And you didn't like the Medusa previous game. Do you like it this draft?
It's very good against Sven. It's like the better counters to Sven. I think Mineski have a much better draft this time around. Every time I always feel like I see these drafts that are good against Liquid when they have IO, and then I'm just like, wait, GHI is just too good. So
I can't go against GH's IO either. Like I really can't. That guy's just way too good on it.
Well, it's been a while since he was allowed to play it. It got banned tons of times against him. Let's find out if he's still the GH god of IO. It's over to Capitalist and Blitz.
This is really where Mineski are put to the test, but they've fallen on something that I think is extremely comfortable for them. I remember almost this exact lineup they ran against TNC in one of the many qualifier games that was happening. This almost the exact thing, right? They've got their Puck, one of their favorite heroes. They've got both Enchantress and Monkey King, which is a duo that they made work. I think it's got a lot of synergy back and forth. I mean, this to me looks like Mineski, they're like in their home right now. But is it going to be good enough against what Liquid is running right now with the fourth pick up Sven and the last pick, I think, which really tied things together, the Sand King.
We just talked about it. What hero you need? Ah, man, I love when this works out. We said, what heroes do you need for Chen to work? What'd I say?
You did it, William. You gotta push out the lanes. And I mean, Chen Wisp, I'm never a fan of. I don't know about you, but
Chen
like,
Sand King is a very strong pair.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I said last game, and I love continuity casts, I really do. When they just happen to work out like this, it's like I said, Sand King plus Chen, really common combo. Pugna plus Chen does the same thing.
You are very smart.
But Sand King plus Chen is a different style, because last game, both teams really lacked lockdown, but Liquid had one stun. and that was enough. That was enough.
That one advantage.
That one stun. That one kind of stun. It was Earth Spirit Kick. And Auk stun, which is usually pretty bad, somehow like became very useful in a game where there's like 0 stuns. You take what you can get.
It made a world of difference. But this time we have a lot of stuns, right?
We need Mineski was like, damn dudes, like we really needed one.
And now they've got both Puck as a hard initiator for them.
Puck as a hard initiator. And the best thing about Puck as an initiator too is that eventually you can go for the Ags, so even BKB is not necessarily a counter to this hero. Whereas that was always the issue, right? Is sometimes like Puck would fall off because everyone just gets BKBs and you're standing around like, oh man, like I'm a purple dragon. But now you get an Ags and it's okay.
And even better, you've got really good synergy with the Monkey King, who even if they do pop the BKB and like magic damage or whatever, say that Axe is up, they get stunned. They're underneath the Monkey King ultimate.
Yes.
And I think that's one of my favorite things is when I was watching them play with the Enchantress Monkey King, is that Enchantress feels so hard to deal with in team fights because you've got a Monkey King ultimate. You can't challenge the Enchantress at all, so she's able to just get free damage on you as you run away from that ultimate.
This is really weird, though. Something that I think they touched on is that both teams essentially have like 2-4 positions.
Yeah.
They're just like, can we outgreed them? And they're just like, so we'll pick a 4. You guys pick a 4. Oh, well.
Mind control. Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Nana or Moon.
What's weird is that Night Stalker and Monkey King kind of fulfill the same function in a vacuum. They're both vision-based heroes. They both harass out pretty well. Like, they're both pretty strong, clear-cut 4s. So who's going to be the 5? It's going to be Ninja Boogie. He's been relegated.
Yeah. As he's been pretty much this whole entire time.
Oh, he doesn't have Mana Shield. He's quite dead.
Yeah, he's done so. There's nobody who can rotate and help him. As we do have Ninja Boogie deep in there.
Oh, man.
Trying to contest Rune.
I don't even know. You don't really have a lane support to help him. They're going to run at him again.
Yeah, they're going to run at him again.
Part 2?
He has to TP back in. Like,
right.
he can't possibly walk all the way.
There's no way they kill him again. He's got Mana Shield now.
He's got Mana Shield.
Even level 1 Mana Shield's crazy.
You do almost manage to get that courier.
That was pretty funny, though. If he had died there again, that would have been ridiculous.
Thank God for those creep deaths.
Yeah. The good news, though, about that play is that they do deny a lot of experience in the back line. But still, I mean,
he still got to the big chunk of it. The range creeps didn't die until he was in range.
Mineski, it seems like they're prioritizing winning lanes very hard.
Yeah.
Which is to be expected. Liquid on the other side, a little bit less concerned about that. This time they do have much better lanes than they did in the previous game. With the Sand King's going to do okay. This mid lane has obviously gone very well. Funny enough, I actually just played the Veno Enchantress matchup last game, or like a pub ago.
Yep.
I don't know if it's so bad, like, because Slacks was my support, so I don't know if this is an ideal situation.
Everything is very unrealistic.
It was pretty rough. It was a pretty rough
for the Veno
for the Veno, yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like I've seen her in NA quite a bit.
Oh,
so I was telling you about this, right? Enchantress offlane spam.
Yes.
I think it actually works out pretty well against the Venomancer. You've got the range against the wards. You put a lot of pressure because Venomancer, you think like, oh, a lot of magic damage, but the truth is, first of all, it's magic damage over time, which is easily compatible by the Wisp heal, and then you also have to do a lot of right clicking with Venomancer to succeed most of the time with Poison Sting,
especially with your 75 damage talent. You don't really have a lot of natural attack speed.
Yeah.
So trust me, I found out the hard way that it was a rough-ass matchup.
Did you lose that game?
I did.
Thanks, Slacks.
It wasn't only his fault. There were bits and pieces of it.
So Mushi's not having the greatest time here in mid, and we do have a Monkey King chilling out, seeing if he could potentially help against a dive. Hellbear, not going to be able to find Matumba Man in this back line.
Yeah, and Miracle, just going to get helped out mid, doing very well for himself, but at the same time, very similar, eerily similar to last game. Although Miracle is on top, the other 3 cores.
Oh, no.
Ooh,
how did this kill happen? Liquid managed to kill Moon. Ninja Boogie's not going to be able to make it out, but he might be able to get a kill on Curl. Almost. The sun comes first. Oh, my control.
Barely avoids that right click.
Oh, you thought he was going to get it?
I really...
Curl's like, nah, man.
You got to get it, man.
Stand here in the face of death. Mushi being run down again, and this time around, his Monkey King wasn't set up in a tree to be able to jump down. My goodness, Mushi, he's going to get run down by Miracle pretty easily, but they can get a turnaround kill here.
Oh, the double stun
is slowed down. Now they're through. No! Jabs didn't get the right click. Oh, no.
Oh, dang, that sucks. That is so rough.
This is supposed to be Mineski's comfort point.
After what happened at bottom with Kuro like standing an inch away from death.
Yeah.
And then what just happened right there. Oh, that is painful.
Team Liquid are just giving Mineski kill blue balls right now. This is rough.
They did not catch any breaks there. And Puck at bottom, still doing okay because he is a Puck. This is probably the reason he died. He decided to go for a 2-2-0 build.
Oh yeah,
no levels of phase shift. Can't dodge that stun. No escape.
Better kill power against the Sand King, and I don't think phase shift is really reliable against the Sand King anyway, right?
No, it's not. But
too fast.
The good news though is that their Enchantress is absolutely dominating top. He's just shoved him out of the lane, and I think it's not just NA that's started to exploit this hero. I think all the regions are starting to get exposed to how good Enchantress is. because she's very flexible. You can play her as the 4. You can play her even as mid. That's been seen before as well.
Yeah.
In the off lane, it's a very versatile hero, and the theme of Dota for the past like 2 years has just been versatility. Can your hero do a multitude of things? Can it go to multiple lanes?
My sprites are with us.
Mind control.
Do
He
you
goes
really
up to
wanna be
top
up
lane
there?
to see
You
if
got
he
no
can
mana.
deal with the Enchantress, but it's quickly shoved out. Ninja Boogie and Jabs made a smoke rotation up to that top lane. Not going to be able to find the kill.
Oh, in mid.
but-
A
Mushi,
huge
not
sandwich.
again, but goodness gracious, he's not making it out of this one. Jabs, don't even try, dude. He's dead. Jabs comes in. He starts going for curl or
Miracle's got a
something.
stun in one.
Oh, no. He's going to get stunned up and brought down unless he can into the
Is
trees.
he?
Juke it out a little bit. Don't get seen. Turn
Oh
into a
my-
tree. Jump into the trees. And Jabs.
Oh,
Oh,
he
no,
gets
they
stunned
got the
out?
right one. What a call from Miracle.
That was so well done, but still goes down, and this Medusa
GH
just having the
jumps
absolute
over.
worst of it.
He's going to be able to get some heals. He's okay.
Do they still want to go for this?
Mushi's still trying to get the snake out.
Miracle
but
still has a stun up.
Yeah, he's still got the damage out. He's going to be able to get some, but Mushi's a little bit too tanky. So Miracle's actually the one in trouble because GH is going to come in, but he's super low. But maybe they can still make the turn. He's so damn low, but Ninja Boogie just doesn't have enough damage. Finally, Ice is here,
Oh,
and he's
GH
going
is
to
gonna
clean
go
up
down
so
too?
many hero kills. They're going to get all 3 of them. Liquid were so greedy.
That was incredibly greedy. The God Strength runs out. The Wisp has absolutely nothing left in the tank. Miracle, though,
Under attack.
feeling himself a little bit too hard there as bottom lane is getting shoved out. At the same time, top tier 1 did go down. The usual trade, of course, mind control, unable to rotate there as he has to deal with this creep wave up at top, and Mineski with a very good response, and even going on GH. Ice.
Was that the thought process? Was it because Matama Man was pushing bottom so heavily that they thought, oh, they have to defend that
Yes.
tower, we can dive?
But at the same time, as soon as nobody shows there, they felt like it was an okay idea. I mean, Miracle, I think, just didn't notice that his Wisp was really low, didn't really have anything left in the tank to give him.
Yeah.
And it's really the Wisp that's going to be the worry zone right now. Like, sure, Miracle feels like he's invincible, but the Wisp can't just follow him in like that, and not a lot of damage tank between them. As Mushi, trying to reset his game a little, is still doing okay considering the circumstance, but this is going to make things a little bit more one-sided as that's a quad stack of Ancients.
Yeah, one of the huge advantages of the Sven, right, is being able to clear through this. Now, Miracle, does he go Mask of Madness and Echo Saber, or does he just go Mask of Madness in a blink?
I'm not sure. In this game, you probably still want to grab... Echo. It is quite good against the Enchantress as well.
Yeah.
Like, there is a lot of value in that item.
I know a lot of people really like the mana regen from Echo, but it's not necessary here because he's got a Wisp. So I can kind of see the pros and cons of both, right? Like, you don't really need the mana regen, but it is really value against Enchantress.
Yes. And meanwhile, at bottom, Ice is doing a very good job so far. He's trying to make things as annoying as possible for Liquid. And Liquid, they just continue to farm up. They're playing a little bit more of a passive game than they did in last game, as up at top, Jabs wants to threaten mind control. But the downside of having no 5 positions is generally your 5 position has some kind of reliable spell or stun or save. And they kind of lack that.
Nothing suspicious here, just a moving tree. Don't worry about it.
Hey, you don't know what trees can and can't be. Don't limit their potential.
Crow's almost level 6. So we'll have a nice team fight upgrade for Team Liquid. Made all the better by the fact that they do have a Wisp combination.
And for Mineski, they're trying to recover Mushi's game a little bit, but at the same time, I don't know if this is exactly the pace that they want to play, because Ancient stacks, of course, being the determining factor right now in net worth.
Yeah, doesn't this lineup want to like just 4-man into Team Liquid a lot?
I don't know
at
if
this
you
stage
can do
of the
that,
game?
though, with the heroes that you have. It's a little bit more complicated than that. As Relocate, gonna come down at bottom.
Ice. Prances away. He's just too fast. He's actually going to turn.
He
His
doesn't
team
care.
is here. Yeah, Miracle and GH are both super low, and he's got that pure damage to be able to cut him down. The sun goes out. Miracle is going to be able to get away, and the relocate out is successful. Ninja Boogie's a bit too far as a result. Mind Control and Matamba Man turn. That seemed like an awkward turn there from Mineski. I mean, surely they look at that situation and go, they rotated all these heroes, and we should have gotten Ice out. What a win. But instead, they turn and they lose 2 heroes as a result.
Yeah, and Ice just gets double stunned by Centaurs. Lot to work with right there, as he's going to go down too, and he was kind of the saving grace for me right now on Mineski's lineup.
Yeah.
As he had been relatively untouched, but I didn't want to make that reference. I was like, you're still touchable, because he still has... I wasn't even trying to go for a pun there, just...
All natural blitz.
Damn, dude.
That's why you're a commentator.
That sucks.
The cheesiness.
I try to stay away from that.
Dark are scanning.
But in mid, Enchantress going to TP in, find some utility. He's picking mid tower, steal the catapult, do it. And this is really smart. Whenever you see a catapult lane, you just try to jack it and run.
Yeah. So every 5-minute, 10-minute, you should always look for a free push
Yeah, you
with
just
your Enchantress lineup or
you
Chen
know,
lineup.
Grand Theft Auto, steal it, try to push down that tower. It's a lot of damage too.
And it's so
Double
hard
meat
to
wagon?
kill.
Yeah. That's usually like the timing
Oh,
for teams. with the
crap,
double meat
though.
wagon.
Ice has already gone out of its heal, and that is so important because they try and go on him, but it's
Oh,
just
they're
not going to be
not
enough
gonna burst him
damage
down.
anymore. Mind Control's going to be caught by the coil. Kuro trying to run himself away, but Jabs is there. He's going to be able to get the 4 stacks. Tries to go for the stun. Actually gets stunned up by the Centaur's first combo stun by Miracle. He'll end up going down. That's support for support.
And Miracle's rooted up, but at the same time, GH there doesn't have any bottle charges, so they have to be a little bit more cautious about this. Still,
Still, they
infinite
traded-
more stuns.
Yeah.
They got him.
Mineski, and they definitely won out in that, right? Mind Control
Oh,
ends
this
up
is
going
so
down
smart
as
by
a
Ice Ice
lane.
Ice. He kept the Siege Wagon alive the entire time.
Nice. Oh, you mean he
Yeah. Very good job by him. As they're going to engage on Mind Control again. He just died for this.
They don't have coil, though. They don't have any counter vision, so that's going to be pretty tough.
And from behind, Miracle coming in, but doesn't have that Blink Dagger yet, so this should be relatively fruitless, as Mushi has done such a good job of coming back into this game. Despite starting the game 0-3-2, all of a sudden he's second in net worth overall. I would like them to stack a bit more Ancients for him. I feel like this is something that they haven't done. If you have 2-4 positions, you might as well, because you're a little bit more mobile.
Yeah. They're roaming around a lot. I mean, at least hard camp stacks.
Yes.
Something.
But he,
Meanwhile, Miracles.
yeah, he just has had like 3 or 4 stacks to go to at all times, is the difference here. And at
Back.
bottom, Matoma Man is pushing really far in.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's notable difference from Game 1 and Game 2.
Yeah, up at
Tuma
top.
Man's going to have a great game.
Anything was a great game compared to the beginning of that one. And Ice 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 continuing to just keep these 2 Siege Wagons alive. He really wants to get something going for his team, create some space, create a little bit of pressure for this Medusa. As this Medusa, I think in this game, will opt to try to go and be more of a 1 position than she was in the last game. In the last game, of course, things are a bit different because your cores are pretty much as least space creaty as possible.
Yeah.
You don't really have stuns, and apparently stuns win out over 3 cores. And so he's going to opt to go for a little bit more DPS this game.
Ice is serious about these catapults.
Ah, dude, he should be. That's a good
This is
investment. Catapults. You can never go wrong with a bunch of cats.
I mean, what does the enemy do? They can't really kill the catapults that quickly.
at bottom, Mind Control stuns in, stuns back out.
Oh, no.
1 goes down, but that's still
Ice,
half
why?
damage to that tower. And mid tower,
Mid is definitely dead.
in response, goes down.
Triple Centaurs.
That is...
You're not combating that. Oh, no. They got the stun from Mind Control with the relocate in. Nice silence, though. That's going to prevent the follow-up stun, but Ice still going to get caught. Oh, no. Body block a little bit. Ice getting away deeper to the
Doesn't have a
trees.
heal,
Does have a
though.
TP, but a stun is up from Mind Control. That'll finish him off, so.
And meanwhile, in mid, they're trying to protect the Wisp Ball. Is successful. Mushi just frontlining right now for his team. Gale's going to whiff. Miracle beelining down mid.
Wow, they're really going to go for this one, but Mushi does manage to get off his ultimate first, so they have to turn away. Look away, Liquid.
Yeah.
4-10, 4,000 gold lead. Team Liquid having a much more successful early to mid game.
It's different, right? Because
Yeah.
last game they had this Alec that couldn't really participate in fights, so you never really knew what the full strength of Liquid was going to look like. This time around, they've got this Sven that's just running at them as Mind Control should be dead here. Going to get healed up by Kuro.
Double silences, but GH gives him just enough time to be able to get off the double burrow strike. Mind Control now has the helping hand of Kuro here, though against Ice, a little dangerous. Miracle with a double damage, though. That's going to be pretty rough. A stun goes off. Let's see how much this God Strength is able to do.
That's a lot.
2, 3 shot. Miracle takes 1. Gonna look for more. Here's Ninja Boogie. Just gets cleaned up. Now Puck actually gets stunned up. They get the Monkey King ultimate, but it doesn't matter. That armor is not
A
nearly
wisp.
enough against the damage of Miracle.
Wisp just battling that Puck is successful. One blue orbish looking thing to another. They're going to walk straight into Roche Pit. And this is a big one. We talked about how Liquid, to me, they stand out as a very big Roche team.
Yeah.
In the sense that they really want this to get map control. We saw that it was kind of their avenue back into the other game when they went for the YOLO Roshan. But this time it's going to be much more successful as they cleaned up half of Mineski.
So can you explain that a little bit deeper? Like why is Liquid an important Roche team? What does it give them?
I think just in general, this team is a little bit more greedy than others.
Okay.
And so to challenge people from taking these mid-game fights that are often successful against these greedier lineups, they have to get the Aegis advantage, because what the Aegis does is it scares teams into directly engaging 5-on-5 as Enchantress. Gonna start
Mind Control
moving
actually
forward.
got stuck on the trees. Ninja Boogie spotted him out thanks to Jabs. Jabs is going to go for the wish in the
GH at
back
the
lines,
bottom as
though.
well.
He is going to be able to get that 4-stack. Ice, stunned up. Centaurs, close incoming. They are going to be able to get the control trap here. 1 stun, 2 stun, missed that 1. Ooh. Jabs, meanwhile, does manage to finish off GH in that back line. Great play by him. I think the acknowledgement of, like, hey, this puck, it's public enemy number 1. I'm going to be the one who chases them down every fight.
Yes, you have to, because right now the IO has gone relatively uncontested. You saw the one successful time they were able to kill Miracle.
They catch. Yeah,
Puck
they got,
is
they got
being
somebody.
controlled up. At the same time, Kuro, do you have the high ground?
Camera over. All right.
That would have
they
been
trade
so
1 for 1.
tilting if he misses high ground uphill.
So Mind Control barely gets it.
Once the phase shift was done, he pretty much had to commit for that kill, so
Yeah.
any sort of trade when you're down 6k gold is going to be favorable for you, even if it's a support. And we see that reflected in the sense that Kuro went down for 400 gold, Puck goes down for 300, but at the same time, look at this. You never want to really immediately 5-man with an Aegis. That's a common misconception I think that a lot of low-level players have.
You always say to me it's getting map control out of it, right?
Yes, it's the sense that people don't want to fight you because they're so afraid. You have this double life. If you just 5-man with it, you're taking away the purpose of it. In the sense that now they're not afraid of it. They see 5 of you. They can split the map. One guy can go to another lane, push out. Another guy can go to another lane, push out. But with this Aegis available, you don't really want to take any sort of 5-on-5 engagements just because you're afraid. And so what you do is you corral the enemy a little bit deeper into their base. You start to farm their Ancients. You start to farm their jungle a little bit more. And the only farm that they'll get after that is the lane creeps that you happen to shove into them.
Right. So, so the first like 3 minutes, let's say,
Yes.
Aegis is all about like controlling the map. I'm glad you explained that to me the first time, because Mushi, they're going to be able to blow him
No,
up here. They
silence
throw
is
out the
there.
epicenter, but Mushi is going to be able to have enough time to get off that ultimate. But Miracle, he goes straight for the puck, managed to get the blink in stun. He is going to be controlled up, turned to stone. They're going to go straight for the Monkey King. Honestly, the extra armor is nothing to Miracle at this point in time. When the God
wants to
Strength
keep
is
going
out,
for
he is
this.
going to be able to get the silence, hoping for misses right now for Ninja Boogie, but it's not going to happen. 10% is not nearly enough chances.
Oh, he
Diving
is
deeper.
still going for
Okay,
this.
Miracle, you're going against Adusa into Tier 4 territory.
Yo,
and you
pull
can
back,
almost
pull back,
get him.
pull back.
Pull back!
Don't do
Miracle,
this.
what's happening?
What's going on? Why is he there?
This is asserting dominance.
Nobody can help you.
Back to the Tier 4s,
GH
through
is,
the
like,
Tier 3s.
kind of in the
He's got
area.
War Cry, though. He's good.
All right, he just casually,
He just walks out. Not enough
360
stuns.
turns around,
360 turns around.
moonwalks out. That's a joke, dude.
Okay,
Very hip.
You're up with those memes?
I'm with the fellow cool kids. They're going to grab this tower, but like we said, they farmed out the map a little bit more, forced things in, and once the lanes are shoved in, they saw the opportunity. They immediately dive on that.
Middle tower.
Very well done. And that is a pretty good use of Aegis, I'd say.
Sure.
I don't know if it was necessary, but it's like, yeah, you want to fight, and I guess you kind of needed the Aegis to...
Yeah, most people
assert
use
your
an Aegis to
dominance.
take an objective.
Miracle did.
That's in a way,
He
yeah.
gained this like mental advantage.
Yep.
That's the real objective in Dota 2, to tilt the enemy.
You think his left hand was even on the keyboard at all, or he's just grabbing
mean,
his
he knew it
nuts
was
and
dead,
just
man.
right-clicking heroes?
Radiant's
Oh.
Whoa, the attempt!
Barely whiffs on that. They know that
Jabs is
Jabs
still
is
going
up
to be
there,
caught by
though.
the coil, though. Stunned up again. Jab's going to be able to jump a little bit further. They always know
Whisk
what
yourself
trees
away. Flee.
Keep jumping, keep jumping.
Oh, they know.
Oh, they found him! The stun! Hole! And then
He's
right
gotta
round
guess.
of balls. They're going to be
Oh,
able to find him.
he's super dead. And now top being pushed in. Liquid, I think they might just test the high ground waters here.
Yeah, might as well, especially with this gigantic Chen army that they've got. All right, Matumba Man, not scared at all. Just rolls right up into the high ground. Immediately gets a slow on Ibushi. Is rebuffed. Goes down about half HP, but he'll be okay. He's always got GH and Kuro to be able to heal him up. if desperate measures are required.
Yeah, and Matama Man just gonna shove this out.
Here comes
as
any
the
initiation, goes
immediate
straight
jump.
for Mushi, but a defensive force staff is going to bring him out of reach of Miracle as well as the epicenter.
Oh, they are
Moon is actually
deep
going to be able
for
to
this
control
one.
this one, and Jabs gets off the ultimate. A great setup with a stun, but they still can't finish off Miracle. He's being healed just far too much. He turns, fights deeper into the Monkey King ultimate. He goes, gets the Night Stalker with the cleave on Ice. He's going to be able to finish off as well. Moon comes
They are
in,
getting
extra
low,
magic
though.
damage. They need to jump on a Miracle and finish him up, but he's getting healed too much. He's life-stealing as well. Miracle stays alive and gets healthier and healthier now that the fight has played itself out,
no.
and Mineski have surely lost it.
Ninja Boogie goes down to the Poison Sting as well. Liquid, they're still relatively healthy. Kuro had to pop the mech and the heal for that though, but his team is in great fighting shape. They're gonna take racks.
Oh, Mineski. That's got to be shattering. Being so close to winning game one, and then having a lineup that you feel pretty good with in game two, and just being completely shut out by Liquid so quickly.
Yeah, the lanes just went way too far in Liquid's favor, and Liquid was constantly doing something. Even when it looked like it was going to be somewhat even, Mushi didn't really have stacks to fall back on, whereas that Sven we saw, all he did was farm that entire time, and because of their lineup and the nature of their lineup, Mineski weren't able to pressure as hard as they were in game one, and so Liquid just over